Good morning, class 11s. I'm so disappointed. I've started to get very low response from you guys. Please do your work on time and please submit your work because it's mandatory and it is also easy. It will also be easy for you all, okay? So, in the last video, we had done politics and concept of state. So now we are going to read about religion. So here you're not going to study about basic what is religion and how many religion are there. It's not like that. The study of religion is also a major aspect of sociology, but it does not study the what is religion, what are the types of religion, the different types of god. It does not study that, but it studies about how people see religion, how religion impacts individual, the life of an individual, how religion impacts the society, the culture, and how it has a relationship with different institutions of the society. So let's start, okay? The sociological study of religion is different from a religious or theological study of religion in many ways, like I told you. Okay, firstly, it conducts empirical studies of how religions actually function in society and its relationship to other institutions. So empirical study, okay, it means like there is something called empirical research, which means that like real life observation, or you actually see those things, you have experimented those things, okay, that is empirical research. So sociology, it does empirical studies. It actually observes how religion functions and how what is its relationship with other institutions. And then it investigates religious beliefs, practices, and institutions in relation to other aspects of society and culture. So it sees how beliefs it impacts, okay, beliefs and practices, it impacts other institutions and its relationship to other culture and society, other aspects of society. Okay, so the empirical method means that the sociologist does not have a judgmental approach to religious phenomena. So there is no biasness. The researcher or the sociologist, he or she gives information of what he she actually observed or saw. The comparative method is important because, in a sense, it brings all societies on a level with each other. Like we told you how sociologists study the relationship of religion with other other aspects of the society. So they are comparing, okay, and this in this manner it brings it on a single level and it will be easier to understand. It helps to study without bias and prejudice. Prejudice or bias means like, just to study the way it is and not to put any additional good or bad things depending upon what you think about a particular subject. The sociological perspective means that religious life can be made intelligible only by regarding it to domestic life, economic life, and political life. So the sociologically, how do you see religion is, religion can make sense, you can understand religion not independent, you cannot understand religion independently, okay, you have to understand it in relation to the domestic life, the familial life, the life of a family, of individuals, their economic life and their political life. That is how you can understand the aspect of religion, not religiously but socially, but politically, economically, okay. Religion exists in all known societies, although religious beliefs and practices vary from culture to culture. So you know that even in your class there may be Muslims, Hindus, Christians, Sikhs, Jains, Parsis. So each and every society, each and every group, they have their own religion. But what is it that varies is how they practice their religion. So anyway, these are the characteristics of religion. Although there are different ways of practicing religion, the characteristics, it remains the same. Set of symbols invoking feeling of reverence or awe. Rituals or ceremonies and a community of believers. So religion is something it is symbolic, and then like you have a loyalty towards it, right? And then you have rituals and ceremonies, and there is a community of believers. So there is a group of believers or who believes in a certain god or ritual. The rituals associated with religion are diverse. Rituals may include praying, chanting, singing, eating, certain kinds of food or refraining from doing so, fasting on certain days, and so on. Since ritual acts are oriented towards religious symbols, they are usually seen as quite distinct from the procedures and habits of ordinary life. So, rituals. So, you see Tibetans, they are chanting using this mani, you call it mani, the round beads, and even the Hindus do that, but they have a different kind of bead, and even the Christians do that. There is prayer, chanting, singing, and then certain people of certain religion, they don't eat meat, they don't eat certain food, and some do eat. Some fast, means you know what fast is, not eating the entire day. Okay, so that's it. And then religious rituals are often carried out by individual in his or her personal everyday life. So people, they wake up, they take a bath, they pray, and they pray before eating, they pray in the evening, they go to temple, and all that, they do it on a personal level. But they also pray on a community level. There may be people may hold prayers at home, or there may be some kind of religious ceremony, and then there are Christians who hold this prayer at their house. They go to church, and even this Hindus, they go to temples, but mostly it happens on a personal level, but collectively also they perform ceremonies. So religion is about the sacred realm. Okay, there's a sacred, like, you know what to say, sacred space, let's say, where religion actually functions or takes place. You cannot, just, you can actually, you can just, even if you're standing anywhere, okay, even if it is the most let's say impure place, okay, so you can always pray. But like practically, we have been taught that religion should only be done when, like um when you are in the most sacred form. But if there is God, if there is something like God, then there is no biasness. There should be no, like, the God will not say, oh, this person is praying to me from a very impure space, I will not do this for him. So if there is a concept of, like, if you want to believe in a concept of God, I think you should believe in both sides, not just that. Like how girls are not allowed to enter temples and engage in religious practices during their menstruation cycle, that's not done. Okay, so like as an individual, I would tell you that, religion is not just about the sacred space, but I have to follow the book, so it's about the sacred space here. Think of what members of different religion do before entering a sacred realm or space. For example, like they cover their head, they open their shoes, like how in temples they are not allowed. In temples they are not allowed. They are not allowed to like wear this leather clothes and all, right? All these things happen. So, sociologist of religion. Okay, this Imal Durkheim, he's a sociologist, and he has talked about religion. Are interested in understanding this sacred realm, which every society distinguishes from the profane. So, profane means something which is mundane. Mundane means like common, which is like happens in everyday life. So, this person, he talks about, on the basis of religion, he talks about sacred and profane. Sacred is this space where religion actually functions, and then there is profane, which happens like every time. Okay, it's written here: profane embraces those ideas, persons, and things that are regarded with an everyday attitude, which is common. Okay, that is profane. So they think that profane is, it is kept away from sacred, thinking that something which happens every day is not sacred. The sacred includes an element of supernatural. They think that sacred is something which is supernatural. So, studying religion sociologically lets us ask questions about the relationship of religion with other social institutions. So, like we said that earlier, religion has relationship with many institutions. So, the religion has a very close relationship with power and politics. Like you have seen how, the political leaders, they use religion in order to get votes. So all, like religion, it has a very close relationship with politics. So, classical sociologists believe that as societies modernized, religion would become less influential over various spheres of life. The concept of secularization describes this process. So, classical sociologists they say that when society moves from a traditional to a modern setting, the importance or the impact of religion will fade away. So the concept secularization describes the process. Secularization means when religion, you don't judge things or you don't do things on the basis of religion. It's like how society transfers, let's in a very simple word, transformation of society from religious to non-religious space. Okay, so when classical sociologists say that when society modernizes, that will happen. A pioneering work by Max Weber. This man is also a sociologist. So he has talked about something which is called, he has a book called Protestant Ethics and a Spirit of Capitalism. So I think you have heard about this branch of so the name of the book is Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism. So here he talks about the ethics, okay, the principles of the this certain group of Christians known as Protestant. So they exerted an important influence on the emergence and growth of capitalism as a mode of economic organization. So according to his thesis, according to his book, he found that the principles and the ethics that was followed by the Protestants, it led to the emergence of capitalism. So we have studied about capitalism earlier. I think capitalism is basically, it is a mode of production, okay, where there is the owning class and there are the laborers, okay. So these Protestants they contributed to the formation of capitalism. The Calvinists believed that world was created for the glory of God, meaning that any work in this world has to be done for his glory. So these Calvinists they worked all day and night. They earned a lot of money, but they did not use it for their own enjoyment or for unnecessary expenditure. They did not do any unnecessary expenditure, and all that they earned they invested in the name of God. The Calvinists also believed in the concept of predestination. Predestination means that whether a person after death will go to heaven or hell has already been determined, okay. So like in order to go to heaven or in order to do good things or to please the God, they worked so hard and they invested all the money, okay, and the money earned was not used for worldly consumption, means they did not use it for materialistic things. Rather, the ethics of Calvinism was to live frugally. Frugally means not to like spend money on unnecessary things, okay. So this became something like a holy creed. This became like their principle. At the heart of capitalism is the concept of investment. So they invested, okay, they kept investing, and then in capitalism what you do is the people who have a lot of money, they keep investing it, and they you know have a lot of laborers working under them. So these people invested so much that you know the society of capitalism, it was like uh, it was a result of their principle, let's say, okay. So lastly, religion is an important part of society and is inextricably inextricably tied to other parts. Okay, that's it. Okay, religion has a like relationship with other parts of society as well, and it has a lot of impact on the life of individual.